Okay, this is an unusual thing that I have come across while going through the grocery store, and especially the last 2 years, given the climate and what's been going on. And this is something that I started storing that I haven't normally stored or used, and it's tonic water. And you can get Schweppes brand, or there's a ton of other ones. But if you look on the ingredients, it should say quinine. And here's why I store tonic water. Because quinine is antiviral, and it's very, very effective against waterborne illnesses or animal carrying illnesses, like the kinds of viruses and illnesses that are carried by mosquitoes and whatnot, malaria. Tonic water, or the quinine in tonic water, is the unrefined form of hydroxychloroquine. So if your doctor would not prescribe it for you the last couple of years for whatever political reasons, just know that you can get it, and you can get it with just some tonic water at your grocery store. I have several 2-gallon or 2-liter bottles of this in my pantry, and I'll just drink about an ounce a day when things are going around, and you'll find that does a really good job. All right, it's also anti-parasitic. Quinine is anti-parasitic. It will help kill parasites. So that's helpful. Okay, let's talk about alcohol now. So there are 4 types of alcohol that I actually store. And I store them for very specific reasons. Number 1, I store vodka, I store brandy, I store rum, and I store whiskey. And here's why. Vodka is, if you see vodka or you smell vodka, it's like water. It's as clear and pure as water, except it has pure alcohol in it. It's usually a balance. If you see anything that says 90 proof or whatever, because I realize a lot of people are not educated about alcohol because you have personal beliefs that preclude you from using it, which I totally understand. So 200 proof is all alcohol. There's nothing else in it but alcohol. 100 proof is 50% alcohol, 50% water. So I use vodka when I make my tinctures because you don't want it all alcohol. You want water and alcohol, because water will extract certain chemical constituents from your plant material. Alcohol will extract others. Typically, most of them are water soluble, but the combination of the two makes your tinctures more potent. So if you're going to make your own herb tinctures, I would use vodka, and I would get either 90 proof or 100 proof vodka. So it's relatively half alcohol and half water. It makes very, very strong tinctures. They last an incredibly long time. Vodka is made from grain. Then there's 2 other types of alcohol that I will also make tinctures out of. I will use brandy, which is made from wine, and I will use rum, which is made from sugarcane. And the reason I use those 2 is simply because of the taste. If you are trying to get a child to take an herb tincture, they will take an herb tincture hands down faster if it has that sweetness from fruit or from sugarcane than they will if you just give them a straight grain alcohol tincture like vodka that just tastes like the herb itself, because they're going to screw their face up and they are not going to let you give it to them again. But if you can take an herb tincture that you have made with brandy or with rum, and then you mix it with honey, then you'll be able to get them to take it. And they'll take it very quickly and very easily. And you don't have to, as long as you're doing your dosages properly for the size of human that they are, you should not have to worry at all about them having the alcohol. And like I said, you'll consume more alcohol in a ripe banana than you will taking an herb tincture. So this is why I don't have any issue at all using these, because alcohol is a preservative and it is natural. There's one other alcohol I keep on hand, and I keep it for medicinal purposes only, and that is whiskey. And the reason that I keep whiskey is because we had an outbreak of influenza here about 8 years ago. And the hospitals were full. They were packed full. And people I knew were dying in the hospital within a matter of a week or two. It was so bad. I actually came down with this flu. I didn't go to the doctor. I didn't go to the hospital. I didn't go anywhere, but I came down with this flu. And I can tell you, I thought I was going to die. I could not breathe. I could not, the headache was so bad. It was like a low pressure headache. I could not move my head without the just massive pounding in my head. I couldn't take care of myself. I did not know what I was going to do. And my husband brought me a shot of whiskey. And I didn't want to take it at first, but he made it into a drink and he brought it to me and he said, take this. And within 2 sips, I could breathe better. I have no idea how it did that, but I could suddenly breathe better. And by the time I had downed that drink, I was feeling better. Then I felt better enough that I could start doing some other things for myself, which I did. But I had one of those drinks each day while I was getting better, and it only took me 3 days to get over it completely. Now, since that time, if I have started to come down with anything, I'll go get one of those drinks with a shot of whiskey in it, and it takes care of the problem. And if you ask any Irishman what the best remedy for the flu is, they'll laugh at you and say, well, whiskey, of course, because it is. I don't know how it works. I don't know why, but for some reason, whiskey will take care of the flu like nothing. And yes, I have given it to my children. My daughter, she's under 8. This is the other thing. Legally, you can give it to your children as long as they're in your home and they stay in your home. I gave it to my daughter when she was really ill, and she got over it like that. So whatever personal belief system that you have about alcohol, understand that I don't advocate alcohol's use recreationally or on a regular basis, because alcohol is not good for the body on an ongoing basis, just like anything that you do to excess is not good for the body. However, if you are ill and you have the flu or an upper respiratory tract infection, I would seriously recommend looking into having a bottle of whiskey on hand, because medicinally it is powerful medicine. Okay, that being said, your vanilla extract, by the way, is alcohol. So when you put vanilla in your baking, you're putting alcohol in it. You can put a shot of whiskey in your drink, stir it up quite a bit, and let some of the alcohol itself evaporate off before you drink it. Just, if you want to kind of make yourself feel a little bit better about it. Okay, alcohol is a powerful preservative. It will preserve your herb tinctures for a long, long, long time. It is antibacterial. Again, whiskey is the best flu remedy. It's effective against pneumonia. And you can use all of these to make herb tinctures. I don't particularly make herb tinctures out of whiskey. I do make them mostly out of vodka. I also make them out of brandy, but if you can't find brandy, then use rum. That's my recommendation. And you can buy them if you have a Costco that's not in, if you're in Utah, you have to buy these at the state liquor store. Buy the cheapest kind. Do not think that you have to go for expensive alcohol to make your herb tinctures with. All you need is alcohol. You don't have to have one that's really smooth and tastes really. That's for people who are drinking it recreationally. Go buy the cheapest vodka there is. Go buy the cheapest brandy there is. Go buy the cheap, whatever. Jack Daniels, the cheap kind, is the best whiskey for the flu. It just works fantastic. So that would be my recommendation on those. If you live in Utah, you have to go to the state liquor store. Take a friend with you if you don't know what you're doing. Otherwise, you can go to Costco. Costco in many states carries their own brand of these, and they're far cheaper. I love to go to I live in St. George, Utah. I love to go to Las Vegas and go to Costco because I can pick up huge bottles of Kirkland brand vodka, and I can make all kinds of, I can make herb tincture all day long with that. So really good stuff. Oils. I would recommend having oils on hand. Specific kinds of oil: olive oil, avocado oil, and coconut oil for their medicinal properties. And what I mean by that is because of their healthy application. They haven't typically, if you're using extra virgin olive oil, it typically has not had solvent added to it in order to extract the oil. So if you're getting it first or second pressing, it'll be really green in color, which is wonderful, fabulous, nutritive. Avocado oil is really good. I like to use them in my cooking and whatnot because avocado oil has a higher heat point. It'll tolerate heat better than olive oil. Coconut oil will tolerate more heat than avocado. But I use them for different things. They are wonderfully preservative. You can make herb oils out of them. So like you can make your herb tinctures, you can make herb oils. And with your herb oils, you can make salves. You can make massage oils that you know, anything that you want to use externally. You can also use them internally. So if it's an herb that you would normally ingest, you can ingest the oil, especially if it's an herb that cleanses the liver. It's really good because oil is a fat and the liver will secrete bile because bile emulsifies fat. So the liver will secrete more bile if you're taking in a little bit of fat. So if you have a liver cleansing herb, make an oil out of it. When you're taking it, you're stimulating the liver to cleanse just from the oil itself, plus the liver cleansing herbs that you took with it. So wonderful for that. Oils are fabulous for conditioning the skin. They're phenomenal in massage and body work. And when it comes to natural healing, body work is one of the most powerful modalities out there. And they are often used for any kind of remedies that are going to be used topically. Any kind of, like I said, salves, or, you know, you can put them on cuts and scrapes and, you know, tumors and, you know, any kind of skin eruptions, things that are going on with your skin, eczema, psoriasis. It's wonderful, wonderful to have some oils on hand that are really nourishing. Matter of fact, I know a guy who took over the care of a premature baby who could not nurse. It was so small. And he gave the baby olive oil body massages several times a day, around the clock. And then the baby was able to take nourishment in through the skin, through the olive oil, and was able to grow to a healthy size to the point where it could finally start nursing from a bottle. So you are absolutely feeding your body through your skin. Anything that's on your skin is in your body. So be very, very aware of that. Okay.